Hello, I want to start by reading a comment by Melancholy Dead. This is like the monkey typewriter strategy, but the monkeys are very erotic degenerates. I can't argue with that, but can you argue with the results? First one I want to read is from Hinderman100. Grabbing the card from Apricot's folds, Fernando sees it was written in a language he could not understand or even recognize. Fearing the worst, Fernando grabs hold of Apricot's greasy leather and inquires its origins. "Where did you find this? What does it say?" Fernando mumbled, but alas, poor Apricot was as his namesake, mindless. The mindless part at the end is good, so good that I'm poaching it and putting it into the final text. The reason I did not choose this one as a whole is because it's stated on the last page that Fernando does recognize the symbol. From Ben. Pulling his famed squid hunting spear out of his arse, Fernando slices the head off of Apricot's shoulders with the ease of slicing bread with a knife. "I can't believe you would side with them, you disgusting freak," he yells as he vigorously and mercilessly bashes in Apricot's bloodied face with his manly girth. There is no way Fernando would behave like this. Not even if you slipped him some roids and then tasered him. In the first comic jam, Fernando slaughtered a bunch of North Korean generals, and then afterwards I felt, that's not him, he's a gentle soul. This one's from Jesse Holmes. Fernando looked away hastily as the card glowed. A second later, there was a blinding flash. Apricot's body vanished. "Well, that was queer," Fernando said while stroking his beard. Fernando then started to grow a craving for crabs. He headed to the crab shack, for only their crabs can sate his hunger. The abrupt turn of story is interesting here. Again, it'd be cool if the story finds its way to Manny's crab parlor, but it's not essential. If it doesn't happen that way, that's fine. From Zed Zrek. Apricot slumped to the ground upon his knees and fell flat on his face. The sound of Fernando's footsteps could be heard above the gentle surf of the ocean as he ran, business card in hand, knowing all too well the eyes that burned into him from the jungle. I borrowed the flat on his face for the final text. I do like how descriptive this one is. From Giant Butthead. Fernando gripped the card with his rough yet always properly lubricated fingers and proceeded to feel its texture as if he was caressing a freshly moisturized walrus. At this moment, he realized that the slightly homoerotic emblem on the card was found on only one other item he had laid his hands on, the extra tough Magnum condoms. So the culprit for Apricot's lustful rampage took shelter in the old pleasure factory. I included this one for the sleuthing. Detective Fernando is on the case. This one is from Firestorm. This is the symbol of the White Gimps, the cult that worships the first man-whore. Fernando cried out in surprise. "Apricot, what have you done?" Fernando loosened his grip and the large man fell quivering to the ground. "I have done nothing," Apricot whispered hoarsely as he came to. "The White Gimps serve the Harbinger now. They rule Pleasure Island, hidden, and those who do not serve are stripped of leather." This one is well written and so ominous. Here's the obligatory alliteration ass-whipping from Kai. Unexpectedly, Una, very voluptuous white woman with xenograted xiphosurin exoskeleton, yellow yoga pants zipped zetetically around ankle-high Adidas, approaches. I think he's saying a woman walks towards Fernando. So this is the text for this page, and it's a Frankenstein paragraph with many authors, and they are Eivilcow Hinderman100 and Robert Antonello. He plucked it free, allowing the Rotund Ravisher to fall flat on his face. "The grapefruit black market, the dark cabal of juicers who rose in rebellion against the cruel yet fair leadership of Pleasure Island. Where did you find this?" Fernando demanded. But alas, poor Apricot was as his namesake, mindless. Robert Antonello is in there because he came up with a Rotund Ravisher. I hope I haven't robbed Hinderman100 and Eivilcow's writings of their humour by fusing them, but I think it works. Also, Eivilcow, you've got your grapefruit in the story. Just how grapefruit-centric this group of miscreants are remains to be seen. So, there's your turning point. From here the story could go anywhere. What happens next?